everyone, it's Brigitte Benson, Eureka, California Realtor, and I wanted to come down to Woodley Island today to do a local interview with the crab fishermen and the fishermen of the sea, the harvesters of the sea. So I am here with...
my name is Mitchell Lyle. I work for Comet Fisheries. My captain's Patrick Burns, and we're here on the Belle J II.
All right, Belle J II. So what dock number are you at?
We're on F dock right now. We're here down at Woodley Island Marina on F dock. So it's the second dock you get here when you're pulling up. Not quite down to the statue. Okay. We're right here. We got the red and blue balloons. You'll see us. Comet Fisheries.
All right. So I want to kind of fill in the my Instagram followers on what you guys do, because I know it's a super intense job. It's like one of the deadliest jobs that you can do. Super dangerous. And so give us like a day in the life of a deckhand.
Absolutely.
What time you wake up? What do you do when you come home?
Yeah, totally. So we usually wake up around, it can range from 12 a.m. to 7 a.m. we'll go out. And it really depends on what the tides are doing, because this bar it's abnormal. It's facing northwest. So a lot of other bars aren't facing this way, and our currents come in pretty gnarly. So if we want to get out, we have to we go out on the...
You go on the outcoming tide.
Exactly. So when the bay's flooding.
Oh.
So when the tide is low, all those waves are breaking on those rocks. All those waves are breaking throughout the entire bar. So when it's high tide, we can just go right through, and it's a lot safer.
So you go when the tide is high, so it's kind of dictating on when the tide's there. So it could be midnight, 1 or 2 a.m.
Absolutely, exactly.
That's crazy.
So it's depicting on the tides when we can really go
out.
So
once you're out there in the ocean, what does it look like for you? Do you get a break? Do you get to eat? I mean, you sleep?
Yeah.
How long are you there for?
Yeah, it kind of depends. We have strings of pots, and they're in like 25s to 50s, and they're all spaced out in different spots.
Okay.
So if we run a string of pots and then we go to our next string, we're gonna have that break in between. Okay. And usually in that break, we're loading up on bait, getting that bait ready for the next pots and everything. So once we finish that, then we can have some downtime before we get to the next spot. But sometimes it's just go, 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 go. So
in between you getting the next pots, you're refilling the bait.
Yeah, so we'll get
dropping the pots again.
Yeah, so let me think.
No, that's fine. That's
totally.
Pretty like, so you put it in, you drop the pots, you grab more pots, and that's just like a repetitive cycle that you do out there for hours.
So most of our pots will be in the water already.
Okay.
And so we'll come up on the pots, we'll pull the pot, dump all the crab into the boat, and then we'll reset the pot right there. We'll put new bait in it and reset it.
How long does that take you? Like 2 minutes?
Yeah, so the
like one pot.
Yeah, it depends how deep it is as well. So it depends how much rope there is. So the more rope, obviously, the longer it takes to get to the surface.
Wow.
So we'll have we kind of like it when we have a little more time to get all that bait, sort all those crabs.
Okay.
This box right here will sit right here. And the block swings out, and the block brings up the pot right to the side of the boat. We bring the pot onto the block, and then we dump it into this box right here. So all the crab are in the bottom of that box.
Okay.
So...
Wow. So there's there's a lot to it in like a really short amount of time that you have to work.
Absolutely.
And you're working with this block, which I know is super dangerous, right?
This block's no joke. Yeah.
So that's where the line goes on, right?
Yeah. So we could actually...
And it pulls in. Oh, you don't have to turn it on.
No, we won't.
Or do anything.
Turn the hydraulics on, but...
people will like lose their hands on this, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's like
This wheel will spin your hand up and cut it right off.
Yeah. So... you guys, this job is super, super dangerous. You know, you see all these things that they're doing, and they only have a short amount of time to change the bait in the pot and redrop it, and they're out there for hours. And what time do you come home?
Our shifts, I would say, on average, are 16 hours.
Okay, 16 hours.
Yeah, 16 to 20. And then we get to sleep for 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
And we try to make two trips a week.
Okay.
Yeah, and we sell off the docks and to the fish plants.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah.
So I'm here because you guys are in crab season, right? So
yep, exactly.
What's the deal on crab? How much per pound? What do people expect?
So this year it's $6 per pound off the docks, and mostly in the stores you'll find that. And yeah, it's all live crab. Okay. Yeah, $6 a pound, and our crabs are averaging about 2 pounds this year, so it's about $12 a crab. And
they're huge. Can you pull it out to show the camera? And you can come over here. You can maybe see a little better. Yeah, check this out, you guys. The live crab, they're just swimming around in the water.
Yeah, so this is our tank that keeps them alive, and that red hose pumps air into the bottom of the tank and keeps all these guys lively.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is a lot of crab meat, you guys. You can make crab cakes or anything out of that.
Absolutely.
Someone just came down and got some crab for crab cake, so that's a great idea. And you said you also not only have crab, you guys fish for...
We do salmon and tuna fishing in the summertime. So in the spring, this spring, crab usually starts, it depends with the whales and the migration coming through. But whenever most of those whales move through, they'll open up the crab season. And it's also dependent on, they test the crab for domoic acid and for the percent of meat in their shell.
Okay.
So the earlier in the season, the less full these crabs will be. So they won't have as much meat. They won't be as juicy.
Okay.
So they actually have to be 24%, I believe, meat. So they do a pick. So they pick, say, 1,000 pounds of crab, and then they see how many pounds of meat they get out of it. And if it's more or less than 24%, then we're allowed to go.
Okay.
So
and
there's all these variables.
It gets pushed like every year, it seems like.
Exactly, yeah.
The domoic acid and
yeah,
the
there's
percentage
just so many variables to it. And
so do you like doing this job?
yeah, I love it. It keeps me on my toes. It's very rewarding. It's a lot of fun being out here.
Yeah.
All the knowledge is so worth it.
Now, what do you feel like when you go out in the ocean and you can't see the land? Do you ever get in those positions?
It's definitely a trip out there. It's a different lifestyle for sure. You're moving around a lot. You get sea legs. Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a different experience out there.
Right. And not everyone can do it.
Feels great.
Yeah, not everyone can do it. That's the thing. I've been on the boat out of this bay. They call it the rock and roll, right?
Yeah.
Because it does this, and I got seasick right away. The rock and roll alley. So these guys coming out of Humboldt Bay, they're dealing with like severe weather and tides and equipment.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
What we want to do is support our local fishermen. You need to get your butt down to Woodley Island Marina, support these guys because they work hard, and come have a feast. It's a great idea for Valentine's Day dinner. Come grab some crab and have an experience with your loved one. So thank you so much.
Absolutely, thank you.
And tell us what boat it is again and where to find you one more time.
Yeah, we're down here on the Belle J II F-Dock at Woodley Island Marina. Come find us, our red and blue balloons, Comet Fisheries.
Right on, they got the open sign too.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll see you guys soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much.